Well, we're starting to realize that actually the skills that we need to be teaching people are the sorts of things which cannot be done by computers. We don't want to commit the Kodak problem. We don't the Kodak mistake. We don't want to teach ourselves or teach others skills and roles which will be taken over by machines eventually. You don't want to just be keeping the meat puppet warm for a bit, really. You want to be teaching them human-exclusive, complex system cognitive capabilities, giving them the tools which will enable them to do stuff which only humans can do. And we need to work out what those are. And we do that by not paying attention to fancy technologies. For example, this year, this is going to come out. This is the Microsoft HoloLens. It's super cool. I'm going to have one of these, absolutely. It's amazing, right? So a bit of goggles, you put it on, you immediately look really sad. But what it does is it gives you a video overlay over the top of your natural sight. And so you can play Minecraft, for example, where your Minecraft world is stretched out in front of you. And I can be wearing a headset, Don can be wearing a headset. He could come into the room, he would be on the other side of my castle, and he will be able to see my castle from that side, and I'll see it from this side. We'll be able to walk around it, and we'll be able to play Minecraft together. It'll be super great. And those will be on the front cover of T3 magazine. It'll be amazing. And like people in NASA are starting to use it, so that NASA scientists now still use this technology, so they get the 3D scan from the NASA robots, the robots that live on Mars. And right now, planetary scientists can use these HoloLens to walk around Mars, and they can all stand around a rock and point at it and all this. It's super cool. But that's not the future technology you need to be paying attention to. That's a toy. The future technology you need to be paying attention to is understanding the fundamental changes that it makes to the human condition. We have to learn how to learn with this stuff. All of these technologies are starting to give us superpowers. I think that's the only way we're going to, as a society, get out of this issue of meat puppetry. We're going to realize that instead of a threat to us, these AIs and so on, we have to treat them as amazing tools to help us get more complex work done. But we need to embrace these things and use them to give ourselves superpowers. And in doing that, that enables us to go through a business reinvention. If you go to Silicon Valley, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a very dull place. It's like Brent Cross, only for about 100 miles with palm trees. But nevertheless, if you go to Silicon Valley and you talk to the people who are sort of innovating and disrupting industries, what you find is that they are all doing the same thing, which is they're all looking at specific industries and saying, if we were to do this thing today, starting from scratch, as if we didn't know how to do it, but using all of our new stuff, what would we do? And when you do that, you get Amazon instead of bookshops. And you get, Expedia instead of travel agents, and so on. You get a complete disruption of existing industries. And that legacy-free reinvention is something that's going to be happening for the next 20 years. And so we need to learn how that works. And so what does this mean for you? Well, it means that we have to start to assess how we as individuals and how we as teachers and leaders can enable ourselves and others to think in this new way, to take these new technologies that are available and use them to reinvent their industries as if from scratch, and to treat them as superpowers rather than existential threats. If you can do that, then the next 20 years, whatever is going to happen in the next 20 years, will be one of great success. If you can't, then as I say, you've got 20 years. After that, you'll be irrelevant, but you'll still have a nice time. Thank you very much.